Well, hey y'all. I'm sitting here and watching Inside Edition and waiting for Jeopardy to come on, but kind of bored. You know what? Let's go build a model kit, shall we? Come on. You know where the model room's at. All right, so here we are at the workbench. As you can see in front of you, I got the Tamiya 8-ton semi-track, the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 7. It's finished, and it looks good. This is painted in Tamiya dark gray, XF24. I think the seats would have been black, but I like the brown better. And I also painted the main interior tan. But overall, very nice model. Easy to assemble, not finicky at all. Windshield does fold. There is an optional soft top, but I'm going to leave it as an open top for now. You can see I have the soft top rolled up. I probably will end up painting the cover the same tan color as the interior tub, just for detail's sake. But overall, very nice model. It'll look good next to the 88. As you can see, good detail underneath, very nice. The wheels do steer back and forth. They have a ratcheting lock system. But yeah, it's a very enjoyable model. These are pretty high dollar kits, especially the motorized ones, and I got this one for $30 plus $10 shipping, so $40. Pretty good deal. It does come with this tree of sitting infantry. Pretty soon I might make a diorama out of this in the 88. And the 88 has a good number of figures. It has 9 figures in it. So depending on how I do the diorama with the 88 deployed in a firing position or between the bogies, that'll determine what figures I use. So I just have these bagged for now, and at a later date we'll figure out what I'm going to do with those. Interesting thing, this sprue is a very, very dark olive green, whereas all the other sprues in the kit were almost a German field gray. But yeah, that's that project. That's done. Also, the same day I completed that, I got the Hobby Boss 1:48 scale People's Liberation Army Air Force P-51 sprayed. This is Tamiya chrome silver sprayed through an airbrush. This airbrush, in fact, this is my Snap-on Blue Point dual action siphon feed airbrush. Picked this up at a yard sale for less than $10 with a bunch of extras that came with the hose and the cup and just a lot of things. Parts are cheap for it. You have to get them in the aftermarket, but parts are cheap for it, so pretty good deal for a dual action airbrush. Even though if it is siphon feed, it works for me. This paint, I wasn't too sure about it when I was putting it down. It looked really glossy, but now that I have it on there, I really like this chrome silver paint. I think it looks good. And this will be a unique looking Mustang with the communist Chinese insignia on it. Hopefully you'll get that anti-glare panel painted today, and might even finish that one up as far as assembly. Maybe not all the decals yet, because it does have a lot of stencils. But hopefully, maybe we can do that one today, and might start work on that guy right there, T-54-1. Hopefully. We will see. Alright, so here's our update. I got the anti-glare panel painted on the Mustang. That's just painted with this paint right here. Also, I worked on the T54, and this is a monster of a model. As you can see, there's full interior detail down in there. The hatch is open. I have that hatch open. Also, for you engine guys, there you go. It's a 12-cylinder diesel. It's cross-mounted and drives the rear drive sprockets, which I don't have on. Literally all I've worked on for the past hour and a half is finishing this fender, which I'd already started, and then doing that fender. So that's all I've worked on for an hour and a half. So you can see how quickly this could discourage someone. But it's going to look good when it's done. There's a lot of detail. And the nice thing is, if you mess something up as far as a fender stowage or something, you can just leave it off or make it look damaged. Because they're tanks, they're out forward deployed in the field, and especially Soviet tanks, they're not very keen on presentation. So things get bent, things get battered. It's the way of the Army. Aaron's down here with us as well, and he's been working on his Chevrolet light-duty pickup. So Aaron, let's see what you have for us here. What have you done?
Well, the other day I finished up the front suspension. I got all the wheels and tires on and everything. And then today I started work on the interior, and I got it mostly put together. I still have to put in the steering wheel shaft, and I have to put on the steering wheel. And I got all these parts painted for the rear suspension. And I'm getting ready to paint this right here, the cab and the hood. I'm going to paint it in this flat red right here.
And then are you going to put a gloss coat over top?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that one. Yeah, I probably will. But yeah, that's all I've gotten done so far.
All right. Well, didn't do much progress, but we had fun at it, which was what matters. And yeah. I'm going to sit down again and just want to say thank you for everyone who's left a comment and all the likes and all the views that we've gotten recently. Last time I checked, we were over 600 subscribers, which in 2 days is just marvelous. It's exponential. I mean, as you know, we don't have any production quality because I just had to move my finger out of the camera. But we'll push past that. And yeah, thank you for coming along. Thank you for leaving comments. Oh, I've had someone ask what cement we use. Another younger model builder asked the cement. We really use everything. This bottle was actually just Mr. Cement Deluxe that Aaron bought, and it was about half empty. And today I just put some Tamiya Extra Thin that we had in it, and some Testors liquid cement. Just dumped it all in there. It's all the same stuff. It does the same thing, and probably will end up just making that a kind of a mixing bottle, like whiskey tasters do. They'll mix a bunch of whiskeys into a never-ending bottle. It's ever-changing and ever-evolving. But that's for most assembly. We also use just regular Tamiya Extra Thin and Fowler Expert. They have this in a quick setting variety. We just use a regular blue label.
That's probably some of the best glue right there.
It's pretty thin for a liquid glue. It's got a nice needle applicator. Takes a little longer to set than the extra thin, but it's a good glue. And if you're going to do a build on the road, that's probably what I would recommend, that Faller, or Faller, however it's pronounced, expert cement. But for big assemblies, good old Tamiya, orange label, orange cap, or if you're overseas, it's a white bottle. It's a real thick, heavy cement. Comes with a big old brush. That's good for sub-assemblies. That's what I've used to put these fenders on. But since it takes so long, I've propped this one up with a syringe. That way it doesn't sag while it dries. But once again, thank you all for making this the best hobby in the world. Thank you for the comments and all of the lovely things people have said. We've got a lot of video ideas coming. We've got a lot of video ideas written down. If you have anything you want to see from us, go ahead and write a comment, and we'll write it down, put it in the list, and please, we hope to see you back here because we have a lot more videos coming. Got a lot of kits to do. We'll soon get back on that Chevrolet or the GMC. That's a General. That's not a Bison.
Before we leave here, I have a question for everybody in the comments. I really don't know. Is this a 4 on the tree or just a regular automatic transmission that you put into gear?
Well, there's your
I don't.
55 Chevrolet small block. Aaron wants to know if this is a manual transmission or a 3 on the tree. So if anybody knows, I think it's a manual because it's got the small tail, but I don't know. May prove me wrong. So if anyone knows that, drop it down in the comments. And we hope to see you again here, G&A Scale Models, very soon. Have a great day, and God bless. Hey y'all, before we sign off, I want to make a correction. We don't have 600, we have just over 420 subscribers. Don't know where I pulled 600 out from, but yeah, over 420 right now, which is really still great. It's a great growth to have in 36 some odd hours. So I really appreciate all that. One more thing. A couple people commented about the old kits behind me, so I'll go ahead and show some of those off. I'll flip around the camera right here, and we'll let you see what's inside of them. Alright, so here's the vintage kits that people mentioned. We'll start off with this Revell Cadillac Eldorado. This is an empty box aside from the instruction sheets, which instructions are just as good as the old kits in my opinion. But on the instructions they have a Revell catalog pretty much. I see the B52 that's been re-released by Atlantis Models. This Sherman had a reboxing a couple of years ago. If you look right here, H301 Battleship Missouri. You can still find that at Hobby Lobby for just under $20. But yeah, there's your Revell catalog on the instructions. And also, a lot of people don't know, but Revell did get into the model railroad scene, and they have some pretty well engineered locomotives and whatnot. There's your catalog, and here's your instructions from, I think this is 1956. But a lot of reading. More reading than pictograms. Just a half of an engine. And then one big exploded view. multi-piece body. This was before, I think it was George Totiff at AMT invented the three-way slide molding technique that allowed us to have big clamshell single-piece bodies. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think it was George Totiff. But here's your instructions. Next, we'll go through this Buick, and I'm sure you heard there's some plastic in there. This is Buick Century. This is a rare kit. Don't know if this was Reeboks. Something's telling me that this was the only boxing of this kit besides a gift set that was put out. But this is a pretty rare model, and there are parts in there. This is pretty well complete. I think there are 2 or 3 small parts missing. But, multi-piece body again. There it is. None of this is glued together. It's a lot of it just press-fitted. But if I did want to build this, I wouldn't feel ashamed because it is already partially assembled. Plastic tires that you have to paint. There's your front bumper. This one does not have the instructions, though I'm sure with a little patience and maybe even looking at the Cadillac instructions, a fella could figure that out pretty quickly. Finally, there's this Aurora XKE Jaguar 1 to 25th scale, and this is just top. There is a bottom, but as you can see, it does not fit. It does not go to this top. This is just the top, and the reason I have this is because of that art. I love that. Love the look of that art. Got the F-102s, Convair F-102s on there. The Delta Dagger with the Jaguar on the front. This does have some things in it. This has some old instructions that I've also collected. Monogram yellow jacket. How many of you remember this kit? It's falling apart. Colored instructions. Monogram was pretty famous for colored instructions. Lindbergh. This is a 32 Ford Roadster. This is one that came with the electric motor that you could never get to work even if you tried. There you go. There's your electric motor that you had to assemble yourself. You had to make the windings and the brushes and commutators. And you put the model together and put the engine in it, the motor. Similar to the half track I just finished, just the motor in that was pre-built by Tamiya. Finally, the instructions in here is the Aurora instructions for the Jaguar. It's the only piece of Aurora history that I have. As you can see, very detailed drawings and pictograms. Also in this box, just for kicks and giggles, look at that. Testers, plastic cement, hard as a rock, but that's just a piece of model kit archaeology. And I kept this because it's part of this Aurora kit. Sadly, I probably need to keep it out of this box because it is fallen into 2 pieces already. But that's the original receipt for the kit for the Aurora Jaguar. So yeah, that's what's in those vintage models. There is one more up there, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, and it'll have its own separate video. So I ask that you please like the video if you like it, dislike it if you don't like it. We hope to see you back here soon, and we'll leave you with a verse today. We'll just do an old classic. We'll do John 3:16, and it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have eternal life." We thank you for stopping by and all the wonderful subscribers that we have, and thank you all for making this the best hobby on the planet. Stay safe, and we hope to see you back here soon. Bye.